Hi y'all and welcome. Today we are doing our gift giving teddy bear. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've printed everything out. I've gotten everything cut and I've started to go ahead and pin things. Now I do have one little hack that I'll be showing you for the project to kind of make this a little more washer friendly, a little more kid friendly, and just give it a little bit of a pop of a color. All right, so I'm going to start with the back because this is going to be the hardest part of the whole project. So you might need to switch between your machines for this. For this part, I'm going to need to switch to my basic machine because we are going to be adding a zipper to the back. Now, I am adding a zipper to the back because what I want to do is create a little pocket for our voice box that we're going to be adding. So this needs a little home that it can sit in so that if the batteries die or if you need to wash it because your toddler spilled milk or juice all over it, you can literally just pull the zipper down, pull out your voice recording, throw the bear in the wash. When he comes out and he's dry, you can put your voice box right back in. So this is something that I've done a lot. I actually can show you one that I have up on my shelf. He is a little puppy that I made last year for a customer. And he has his own little back pocket. Now, I used to sell these like this without voice boxes with the zipper in them. And I called them like treasure pets or worry pets. What I love about it is it gives you a pocket that the kids can unzip, and I can show you how big the pocket is. Now you can customize the size of the pocket and the stuffing you put in. So it's a good size little pocket, and it's meant for kids that they can put little treasures in. They can write down their worries and shove it into the pet, and then they can go to sleep and they don't have to take their worries to bed with them. It's a great little hiding place for any little doodads they want to hide. And he's just adorably cute, right? Super cute little doggy. So we're doing the same thing. Now this one was made out of like a baby flannel, like you find at like the store for making like receiving blankets. So that's what he's made out of. But no, he's not for you to play with. But for today's project, I am using scraps of this faux wool, which is really super cute and soft, and this really ridiculously adorable bullet Liverpool Galaxy rainbow fabric that I had. And what I love about using scraps is we all have a big box of scraps laying around, and this is the type of project that's perfect for that box. Now, if you're a customer of Olga's Closet, if not, I'll drop my link down below at the end of the video so you can go check out. We have lots of great scrap packs on the website. So go take a look and grab a scrap pack because this is the type of project you can totally use up. If you are new to my videos, we will also be doing a sock video. Again, great for using up your scraps. So again, I will drop my link for the pattern and for the website for the fabric scrap packs down below. So let's go ahead and get started. Now I did do a little bit of sewing ahead of time just to help make this video go a teensy bit faster. My suggestion would be that you pre-sew some of your pieces, that if you need to, you label your pieces with a fabric marker. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is the back of the head. It's really big, right? But I went ahead and I labeled some of the pieces just so I know when I go to line up the head, which side's the top of the head and which side's the bottom of the head. Because trust me, as you're sewing, you'll forget because you've pulled the pieces out, you've started sewing, and now you're going, oh no, how do I put the puzzle back together? So use a fabric marker and just label the at least part of it so you know which side's up, which side's down if you need to. Now the great thing with this pattern is it does have little letters in the corner to show you how to put it together. So if you start to get lost and panic and you're like, now I've started sewing and I don't know what is what, you can use your pattern piece, put it back on top of the pattern or the fabric piece that you just sewed and find where it's going to line up. So again, I've gone ahead and I've sewed the back of the head just so it's done. I also went ahead and made my cute little ears. Now I'm using two separate fabrics on this one. I'm using the bullet on this side and then just some scrap blue stars that I had hanging out. So I've gone ahead and I've pinned the head in place so I know how to sew it. So that'll be one of our steps. I've also gone ahead and made the snout of the bear so I can see where it is. Now, if you need to, you can take this piece and you can go ahead and embroider or put in a nose, however you want to do that. My suggestion would be either do an embroidered nose or get a piece of black felt or a piece of black fabric that you have lying around in your scrap box. Make a little circle and stitch that on by hand. Now that is the easiest way to do this. If you're making these for a smaller child, then definitely do the embroidered so that there's not a piece for them to chew off or choke on. All right. They also do have pieces out there at the stores that you can buy that are actual bear noses and bear eyes. But again, if you're making this for a small child, hand embroidery would be best. All right. So we have our head pieces. Now this is also the belly. I've already sewn the belly piece together, and then I've pinned on the leg pieces so that when we go to sew, I know what's what and I know where it goes. That's done as well. I've also started to make my arms, pinning them together so I know which way to sew them. All right, so let's go ahead and do this really fun, quick, easy pocket. I am going to simply change my foot, if I can find it, to a zipper foot so that I get a nice crisp sew line on this. So just give me 1 second. All right, so I have my zipper foot. I'm going to go ahead and change it out. I'm going to add on my zipper foot for a second. All right, on you go. All right, I'm going to bring you a little bit closer so you can see what I'm up to. All right, so I'm going to find that back piece again. And so what I've done is I've taken a small, I think it's a 7-inch zipper, 8-inch zipper, and I've sandwiched it between the back fabric of the bear, which is, again, that really nice woolly fabric. And then I've taken a piece of double brush poly plaid fabric that I had from a pair of my daughter's leggings, and I've used that for the pocket. So when the pocket opens, when she unzips it, she'll have that really cute purple plaid inside because her favorite color is purple. So we will have that. So now we're going to stitch the zipper line real quick. All right. So I'm going to come over here to my basic machine. And you might want to use a zigzag or your favorite stretch stitch so that, because I am using stretch fabric, I want to make sure that those seams do not rip by using a straight stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and back stitch real quick. And then I'm going to do a little zigzag all the way down the zipper line. So I'm just attaching the zipper, the pocket facing, and the back of the bear together using a zigzag stitch because it is stretchy fabrics. Now the great thing is this bear can be made from any fabric you have. If you have a ton of baby fabric or baby clothes and you can't part with them, this is a great way to use up all those old baby clothes that maybe you decided you couldn't let go of, but now you don't know what to do with them. You can make a memory bear with them using this pattern and cutting out all the pieces for the bear from different baby outfits. It's a great way to hold on to the fabrics without a big box of old baby clothes hanging around collecting dust. This is also a great project if you have, say, a military family member who maybe, oh no, I'm out of thread, who maybe has retired or they've left the military, or they're away on a deployment. This is a great way to make like a little keepsake. Take one of their old uniforms that they're no longer using, and you can basically just cut it up and use it to make a memory bear. And maybe say it's for an uncle or a dad or brother who's away. You can put your voice box in there with a message and send the bear to them. And they could have a cute little way to have a little piece of home with them. That is another great option for this bear. All right, I changed up my thread since I ran out. I should have checked before I started. Now I'm going back to my zigzag. And because this is on the inside of the bear, it doesn't really matter what thread you're using as long as it's attaching your zipper and your fabrics together. And with projects like this, honestly, I never worry about my thread because you never see your thread. Now, if you're finding your fabrics are slipping around and sliding and driving you crazy, you can use a glue stick to help hold your fabrics together momentarily. You can use extra pins or clips. You could even use a little bit of like Stitch Witch, which I've seen people do as well. All right, I'm coming to the end where I need it, so I'm going to back stitch real quick to secure my stitches. Go ahead and take that off. Check my stitches, make sure everything attached correctly. Oh, and I found a spot that I need to go back over, which is fine. Sometimes that happens when you have stretchy fabric. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on and just give it one more go around to make sure I get my stitches where I need them. I love making little stuffed animals and little dolls. It's such a fun project, and it's super stress relieving. And seeing the smile on their faces when you finish a project like this for them is just so fun. And right now, with us having to stay home and not enjoy the holidays with family, I think this is a great way for maybe a distant parent or relative to send a cute gift that lets them know they're still thinking about them and that they're still there for them. All right, so now my zipper is much better. I'm loving how it attached. I love the look of the purple against the white. So now we just need to do the same thing. So I have my other back piece and my other pocket piece. I'm going to unravel that. All right, and I'm going to line these up again so that I can see which side is which. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create that sandwich again with the fabric and the zipper. And I'm going to go ahead and use some clips again, just because I don't trust my machine to not slip and slide on me. So I am just going to put some clips down. And don't be afraid to use clips. I know a lot of people are like, oh, they're time consuming and it makes it slower. But honestly, when you're using certain fabrics, I feel that it is so much better to add those clips and pins where you need them. Especially if it's a project you've never made before. Maybe you're a little nervous. The pins help. They really do. All right. So now I've got it pinned. This is going to be our second side of the zipper. So we're all sandwiched in there. So now we're going to sew this side together, okay? Oops, sorry, y'all. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and back stitch to get my stitches in place. And switch to my zigzag. Find my petal. And away we go to get this second side done. Now you can do this whole project on your basic machine if you're more comfortable that way. But I would like to see how much of it I can get done on my serger today, since I am indeed using stretch fabrics. I would like to make this go a little quicker, so whatever machine you decide is best for you, that is what you should use. I hardly use this machine anymore. It's getting very old and it needs to be replaced soon. Slid off. All right, so I'm just going to go back in. Yep, I indeed missed my zipper at the very bottom. So I'm going to flip it back around. So again, I'm going to put in my back stitch and then my zigzag. Shh. Kiddos, quiet. John, go work in your room. one more time. All right, that should be good. That should put it where I want it. All right, great. So now, when you open it up, you've got your zipper now. It goes the full length of the back. And inside, we now have a pocket that we need to close. So you're going to want to sew the top, the top and the bottom, and get that closed up, and then the long side. All right, so we're going to shut that machine off for a second. We are going to scoop back over and go back to our serger. All right. And that's one side. So now we want to go and do the other one. Line up your fabrics. All right, so now your back should have your zipper, and when you unzip it, there we go. You should have a nice little pocket now to stick your cute little voice message box into. All right, so now we can just shut that zipper again because we don't want to get it in the wrong spot. All right, so that is our back panel. All right, so I'm gonna set that aside for a second. We need to go back and finish our head because the head is where they tell you to start in the pattern. So they tell you to start by pinning your ears to the center and the sides of the head so that they'll sit in the right spot when you go to close the pattern. So we are going to go ahead and stitch the sides of the head together here, and then again on this side to secure the center panel. All right, so let's go ahead and get that done. And I like to check my stitches to make sure that everything's in there correctly. So there we go. There's the first side ready to go. Now we're going to switch over and do the other side of the head. All right. So now our ears are attached and the front of the head is good. So now it says to attach the back of the head before you attach your snout. So we are going to line up the ears, the sides of the head, the back of the head, and I'm going to put a pin right here to hold the ears in place. Okay? Just like this. So your ear should look like that in there now. So then you come around. Line up your seams for the front and the back. All right, so that's what it should look like on the top where all your ears are and the centerpiece is. And then you'll have that open down there. This faux wool is so super soft and so comfy. If y'all missed it, I made a cape over Halloween time and lined it with the same rainbow fabrics to create a very cute rainbow woolly cape, which I absolutely adore. All right, so I've pinned it all together, so now we need to sew all the way around the outside, okay?
Mom, can I have some left of fabric?
They're in the front room, in your guys' box, remember? All right, so now I'm gonna start, if I can get this to not move. All right, they're lined up where I want them. Now I'm gonna have to slowly take out my clips. Being careful not to move or push or grab the fabric in the wrong way so that the ears do get attached correctly. All right, so we have our head almost done. And as you can see, it's starting to take shape. Look, there's its ears, there's the center of the head there, there's the back of the head. Now we need to put on the snout. Now there is already a hole right there ready to go for our snout. So we're going to turn this inside out. We're going to get our snout piece. And we are going to line it up and clip it on. All right. So I'm going to find the center point and put that right where it's supposed to go, because there is a little dip in the head there. All right, and I'm just going to pin and clip as I go. And this part you may have to take to your basic machine just because it's got a lot of little pieces and corners to move through. So you might have to switch machines for this. And if you have to do that, please remember to do a very good stitch, because if it's being played with by a child, they will rip their stitches easily. So make sure you are using a very good reinforced stitch. If you have the stretch stitch with the 3 lines, that is the one I usually suggest for doll making because it has the most stitch hold for children. Okay, so again, I'm just coming around the shape, making sure that I'm pinning it all where it's supposed to be. So it's a million little pins, but the muzzle is where it's supposed to be now. And now I'm going to go ahead and take it to the basic machine so that I can get this sewn on real quick, okay? Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and switch the foot, take off the zipper foot. There it is, and put my regular foot back on. Now I would actually recommend having a walking foot. Mine is currently broken and I have a new one on order. So if you have a walking foot, please use your walking foot. It'll be a lot easier on knit fabric than a regular foot would be. Alright, so pick a side that you want to start on. Oops. Make sure you've got your fabrics lined up correctly. Back stitch for safety. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and use my zigzag stitch because it's quickest and easiest with this foot and this fabric for me. A little bit of a tight fit with these machines. I'm just coming around the edges. Back stitching for safety. Alright, so before we move on, I just want to double check my stitches to make sure that is nice and secure on there. And it looks good. So now we can flip it back out. And look, there's our cute little bear head. He is all finished in the head. So now's when I would suggest go ahead and go in and do your eyes and your nose, because that's a little bit easier to do now. So now that our head's done, we can kind of just put him aside. And he is just so cute. I love him. So cute. All right. And so I'm going to put his head over there for a minute. I'm going to grab out my arms because the arms are the next part that I want to cover. So I have clipped this is the bear paw front. So when the bear sits, his hands kind of sit like this. So this is this side. So it's the inside of the hand. And then on the outside goes this piece. So this piece is this side of the hand. The rainbow part is the inside. All right. So we're going to start right here attaching the rainbow piece to the inner arm piece. All right, so there it is, nice and attached now. And now I want to find the other hand so I can get that part done. All right. Oh no. There it goes. All right, so now here's our other one. All right, so now we need to match the backs to the fronts. And clip them together. Now these ones are going to want to make sure you go super slow on again because you don't want to have your fabric slide and then your bear doesn't end up with the right shape. But then again, it could give him really cute characteristics and then he's just even more special. I love making stuffed animals. It's so fun, so quick and easy. And who doesn't just love having a scrap busting project? I love using up scraps because I have boxes and boxes of them. So this is a great way to use them. All right, so I've pinned the front and the back together of the arms. I'm going to go ahead and sew around the outside of it before we move on to working on the legs. All right, I'm going to scoot you over. Oops. All right, so my first little bear paw arm is done. And it is so cute. Look at the cute little bear paw. You want to just make sure that you push out all your seams. Using your scissors or a chopstick work really great to just push out those seams so that they are all fully ready to go. Look, there's the first little arm. How cute is that? Oh, he's going to be so soft and squishy when he's done. Okay, so now I need the other arm piece. So again, I'm going to lay out my arm pieces. I'm going to pin them in just a few spots so that they don't move too much when I'm sewing them. I hope you are enjoying this project. This is seriously such a great project, and I've been so excited to share this pattern with y'all with this time of year being the way it is, and us being in the midst of Hanukkah. Maybe someone might need that quick gift. Just working on that second arm still. All right, so that second arm is all done. Ready to go. Super cute. And I love how they're both different. I love how one paw is a little more blue, one paw is a little more pink, and look how cute those little hugging arms are going to be. How adorable is that? All right, so let's get back to our belly. Now, all I did was seam the two pieces of the belly. So now we need to attach the upper legs and the upper foot part. All right, so that's where we're going to start now. I'm going to start down here on this side. Lift this up. All right, so my upper legs are done. There they are attached to the belly. So now we need to attach the top of the feet. So we're going to start down here on this foot. So now the top of the foot's attached, the belly's attached on this side, so that's ready. Now we got to finish on this side. So let's get this side attached. now here is the belly. Okay, be gentle. There's the top of our feet, top of our legs, and our belly area. So now we can get back to our back piece because now we need to attach the back legs and the front of the feet. Move some stuff out of the way. All right, so this is the bottom of our legs. This is our next piece. We need to match these up with the bottoms of the back piece. Making sure to line everything up correctly and then pin them in place. All right, so I'm just pinning the back legs to the back piece like so, and I'm going to attach those. Making sure that my pocket's out of the way because I don't want that to get caught on the legs. All right, so I'm gonna go and lift this up real quick so I can get this in the right placement. All right, now we're attaching. So the first back leg is on, as you can see. So now we're going to do the other side. All right, so now here's the back of our bear. So the only extra piece we have left to attach is the bear paws. All right, so I'll be right back with that next part. All right, and we're back with part 3 of the video. So what I've done now is I have pinned one side of my bear and I've pinned one arm on. So what we want to do is we want to attach this, and we're going to need to switch back to our basic machine to attach the arm and then get the side seam done. And then we'll flip over and we'll do the other side as well. All right. So I'll scoot you down here. All right. And again, remember to use a back stitch and a stretch stitch to make this nice and work nice and good. Away real quick. All right, and then I'm going to switch down the side of the bear. Still working with my zigzag stitch. scissors so I can cut it off. All right, so now we can go back in now and finish attaching the arm now that the side of the arm is done and the side of the body is. So just find where you left off on your arm. Okay. Stay stitch that real quick. All right. Now I'm just coming up on the shoulder of the bear and the side of the bear. So now I can go back in and work on this side of the bear. All right, so we're back. We are attaching the second arm now. I've gone ahead and pinned my legs to finish that in just a second, but let's go ahead and slide the other arm in and quickly get that placed where it needs to be. All right. So I'm just going to put a couple little clips real quick. All right, so now we need to attach this. And I'm going to take it back over here to my basic machine to put this on. I'm going to get you turned over. All right, so again, back stitch and then your preferred stretch stitch. In my case, again, I'm using the zigzag. I am just so in love with the way this little bear is looking. He is so cute and he's going to be so special when he's done. And just imagine how fun these are going to be to give. Now imagine you've got little kids and they want to send their friends a gift. How fun would it be for them to send one of these bears with a recorded voice message for their friend? I miss you. I hope you're having a good holiday. You know, all kinds of cute little things that they can send their friends while they are not able to get together. And they do also offer on Amazon other size voice boxes. So if you wanted one, maybe that was a little longer, so you could record like a storybook, they do offer those. They do have a different setup though together. So we are finishing our bear. We have now attached both arms. Now we need to sew through the center leg, the center crotch legs, and then we need to add on the really cute little rainbow paws for the feet. So this is our last stop before we put on the head, stuff it, and if you haven't done your eyes or your recording, that'll be what you have left to finish. Sorry about that. I'm just going to scoot you back just a smidge so we can finish our bear. All right, so I am going to start by getting my starting point to go all the way through the U of the bear's legs. All right. Here we go. Now be very careful when you go around the zipper part. You don't want to break a needle on the metal piece that is at the bottom of the zipper. So try to make sure that you are sewing right below that spot. And again, moving the pocket bag out of the way when you go down. And if you can't get it on your serger, you can always put it back on the basic machine and finish. We are just trying to finish up the edges of the lids. All right, so it looks pretty good. I'm just going to go back in and check a few stitches. I can already see a spot I need to fix, which I can go back in on my basic machine and finish. So I'm going to go back over here, fix this one little hole I found. Try to locate that piece that I don't want to break a needle on. All right, there we go. That should solve my problem. All right, I'm gonna go back in, feel around. Looks like I got the spot I wanted to take care of, so we are good there. So all we have left to do is to put on the paws at the bottom. So I used a bunch of clips because I want to make sure I hold that circle. And I'm going to use my basic machine first because I want to try to make sure I get that really nice and secure. And then if I need to, I will put it onto the serger to fix. And then I would recommend doing the head by hand. If you have the patience. If not, go ahead and put it on your basic machine and just go super slow. All right. So pick your starting point. I'm going to start right here. I'm going to back stitch for safety. And you might want to do a couple of sets of stitches because again, this is an area that's going to stretch and move with the stuffing and with the child playing with it. If you are sending it to a child, so please make sure that you do maybe 2 rows of stitching, or again, you can use that 3 stitch stretch stitch because that works really well in this situation. So we're just overlapping some stitches, finishing up the foot area. Looks like our video is going to run out again. So basically all you have left to do is to attach the head, finish attaching the paws on the bottom of the feet, and then you are done. And then to do your voice box, just follow the instructions that come with it, and your project will be finished in no time. And I will post a photo later of my finished bear so you all can see how it turns out. Now I'm just going to go back in, make sure I got that foot completely attached where I want it. He's going to have a little bit of a gather on the side, but that's okay. It just gives him a little more character. All right, so there we go. There's one paw. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye, and I will post my finished bear. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see your bears. Thanks. Bye, y'all.